Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have Game 3 in a best of 3 between Naniwa and IdrA. This game is being played as part of the group stages of the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament run by the ESL at Gamescom 2010 in Cologne, Germany. And these guys are playing live against each other on a stage. MYM Sunny is in fact IdrA, so don't worry about that. And yeah, so the series is tied 1-1 right now. This game is for all the marbles and all the points in their group stage to see who will advance to the bracket stages the next day. But so last game, Naniwa actually went cannon contain into 4-gate and did pretty well with it. Looks like IdrA was caught a little bit at a bad time. He had just gotten his second hatchery up and was investing a lot in drones. In my opinion, he called GG a little bit prematurely, but he knows better than me if he'd actually be able to win in that position. I like to see at least people fight it out a little bit, wait until you have less than 6 Hydras alive to actually call GG, but you know, to each his own. And Nani is going to be here over on the right side of Lost Temple for Game 3 as the green Protoss, and IdrA is the orange Zerg. So IdrA still just droning. Going to be dropping that pool most likely as soon as this drone finishes, or as soon as he gets 200 minerals. There it is, right there, 15 pool. And what else is going on? Gateway there for Naniwa, looks like very standard stuff. If he drops an assimilator here next, we can predict cybernetics core instead of that cannon contain that we saw last game. So we're seeing the very standard Protoss build out of Naniwa right now. The next issue is just going to be how many gateways does he choose to make before teching up to a robotics facility or a Stargate. So IdrA successfully able to drop his hatchery here at the natural expansion, but it looks like Naniwa is going to be going for some more cannon contained shenanigans. He's starting his forge a little late. IdrA does see the pylons. No, he doesn't see the pylons yet. Oh my goodness. He is sending drones though just to make sure. That was great foresight, and that forge is going to be built so slow and so late that cannons should not be a threat. The spawning pool is already done, and lings are on the way. 6 lings already coming out. So getting lings before there are cannons on the field definitely helps when fighting a cannon contain, now queen coming as well. And the simulator is up, so forge being built instead of that cybernetics core though. So Naniwa is going to be quite a bit behind after investing in these 2 pylons and losing them without any cannons at all, really. So this hatchery is going to go up without a hitch. These Zerglings were built instead of that queen very quickly just to make sure this doesn't happen again. So IdrA has good foresight after that second game to realize what he needs to do. Cybernetics core coming in now, so eventually we'll see some warp gate tech. Right now, though, just probes for Mr. Naniwa, and we have lots of lings out now. 8 lings against 0, actually only 1 zealot. If IdrA does choose to peek up this ramp, he has his overlord hanging out here, does see the zealot, so I'm not sure if IdrA's going to try and bust this just yet. Another zealot is being created out of that warp gate, or gateway, sorry. And the lings show up, start hitting the gateway, trying to lure that zealot away from his post. Looks like a zealot is probably going to pop out, and he'll be popping out on the other side though, so he won't be able to help battle these lings. These lings could, you know, they could realistically kill this gateway if Naniwa is unwilling to budge from his door position. Finally he does come off, but is able to bounce back into that hold position before the lings can do anything. He even pulled probes to help wall up and hold position there against those lings. But IdrA has his hatchery up now. He's getting a lair very quickly. Did not even get Zergling speed yet, so going for that fast lair and just droning up while keeping these lings outside the base of Naniwa to make sure he doesn't get too ambitious. Another robotics facility actually coming down. I was going to say gateway, but actually 2 gateways come up after that robotics facility, so we'll be seeing 3 gate, 1 robo, which I see every once in a while. Not a terrible build, and if he's expecting roaches, immortals will certainly help out. If he's expecting hydras, he'll try to get up to colossi quickly, but not sure exactly what IdrA is going to be building from the lair tech just yet. If he goes Mutalisks, if he actually gets enough scouting information and gets some air up there, Naniwa could be in trouble. Twilight Council coming in now as well. That'll help for forge upgrades if he ever chooses to actually start those. And of course he can get blink for those stalkers that he's starting to create. Naniwa, not really sure what direction he's going to be going. You don't normally see Robotics Bay and then a Twilight Council immediately after. What is going to be coming out first? An Observer, so very good job by Naniwa, wanting to get some scouting information. If you check his vision, he actually hasn't seen a whole lot since the beginning of the game. Hydralisk Den is coming out for IdrA, as well as 3 Spine Crawlers here at the front. He knows that Naniwa loves his Tier 1 aggression here in the early game. Looks like an Overlord is caught here. He's most likely going to go down since he has nowhere to run. So that's a little bit unfortunate for IdrA. Free Overlord for Naniwa. What else is going to be going on? Chrono boosting some warp gates. No, not chrono boosting. That was normal warp gate animation. Sorry about that. 5 Stalkers coming in though. So are we seeing Blink being researched? Yes, we are. Looks like the robotics facility was pretty much just to get an Observer, which I think is a little strange. There is an Overseer on the field now. He's got it parked right next to this Observer so the Queen can start shooting its little spines at it. Not going to be enough to kill it off. What is IdrA doing? He's getting a couple of Hydralisks right now against those Blink Stalkers. Grooved Spine upgrade, always important if you're getting those Hydralisks. Do that. Some players do it before they even build a Hydralisk, get that improved range. Lots of Stalkers here for Naniwa, so he could have actually, he could actually wall this off completely and just have his Zealots run around and help these Stalkers, because the Stalkers can just blink down and blink up here in a moment. Yeah, just spamming Blink Stalkers right now for Naniwa, and I mean, it is very effective build sometimes. And so this Observer is just going to park here with Vision so that these Stalkers can blink up at their will, at their leisure. And only 3 Hydras out right now, but these 3 Spine Crawlers are certainly going to help keep this natural expansion alive. He could actually blink up here, take out this Overlord, and kill that gas pretty easily before IdrA would be able to really do anything about it. So I'm curious if he's going to try and do that. Yes, he does do it! Holy crap! Again, I promise I have not seen these games, but I guess I'm starting to think like a pro gamer every once in a while. These Spine Crawlers come over and move. They finally plant in the ground. No, they don't, because it takes 10 years to do so. Hydralisks do have their vision up this cliff. The Overlord scoots just barely into range. He has to be careful not to get these Stalkers in range of this Overlord, or it will go down. And the gas does go down, like I predicted, but now drones are under fire. These Spine Crawlers are not really in the best position, not going to be able to hit these Stalkers without them hitting back. Looks like the Hydras actually are going to be able to kill nothing. Good control by Naniwa. What is he doing back at his base? It looks like he is pulling those Zealots now, warping in more Stalkers all the time to be able to help out. Naniwa just bouncing in and out with these Stalkers, going to be good. It's like a pseudo mini-contain. It's like a Protoss version of the Thor or Tank drop, just blinking Stalkers up there instead. And, you know, could actually be effective and mess with IdrA's timings. But IdrA is going to try and sneak over here to the natural expansion area of Naniwa, where he just dropped a Nexus. Probably not going to be able to sneak into that mineral line just because... Oh, it looks like he blinked down in the high yield area, so very good, saving all these Stalkers. But yeah, not going to be able to run into that mineral line just because there are Stalkers all over the place for Naniwa. This Zergling in the middle doing some really good spotting, so IdrA knows that it's safe now up on his cliff, gets that gas back up as quick as he can. He has lots of Hydralisks on the field, getting 4 more now, getting Overlord speed, other macro tools like that Extractor and some more drones, Overlords, etc. That Nexus still coming in for Naniwa. More and more Stalkers being made all the time. Look how many Stalkers we have here. Holy crap. He has 20 Stalkers ready to go. And if we check units just real quick, we have 18 Hydras from IdrA. And he's going to probably blink right up into the main since there's no units here. Yeah, there he goes. Going to be able to kill off 1 Overlord, 2 Overlord. Every shot is an Overlord kill. He doesn't even have upgraded weapons, but he has 20 Stalkers, so that's going to be more than enough to kill his Overlords. He just waits out the blink timer and goes back down the cliff. So 2 free Overlord kills for Naniwa. He's gotten 3 free Overlord kills this game so far. IdrA does fall into the red. Look at that, 102 over 84. So he is probably fuming right now. A bit upset that these Blink Stalkers were able to take advantage of his not so great positioning. He is running his Overlords away again, but 20 Stalkers insta-kill an Overlord. Who'd have guessed? But all these Hydralisks need to figure out what position they need to be in. Probably need to block off this cliff completely. If these Stalkers blink up right now, he's going to be in a very poor position to be able to defend against this. He has no Spine Crawlers up here, no anything except for a Queen that's going to die in 2 shots. Thankfully, these Hydras are pretty quick on the creep. He is going to get a surround now, finally. Yes, saving lots of Hydras down the cliff and more Hydras coming up to the top. So going to be able to kill off a couple of Stalkers and force them to retreat at least. So IdrA doing a good job to stave off defeat there from these 20 Stalkers, now down to only 15 Stalkers. so he is losing them. He's got a few in the red there too, but IdrA with way more Hydras now than Naniwa has in Stalkers. He did kind of a bad blink there, stranding one of them, but he does finally get them all across. IdrA is now moving across the map, ready to go, and Naniwa sees it, but what is he going to choose to do? Is he going to choose to counter while IdrA's away, or is he going to... I don't know. What's he doing? He's walking around with his Stalkers, not really doing much of anything, so it looks like he's trying to get into a more defensive position, but with these Overlords pooping creep all around the map, these Hydras move really quick. They're going to get a few free shots on these Stalkers with their improved range. Is Naniwa still warping in? What is he doing? He's got a chrono-boosted robotics facility with... Okay, a Colossus now coming out, so good job by him. He does have one Colossus up already on the field. They're able to shoot up because they can see the Colossus while it's attacking from high ground. They kill off that first pylon really quickly. It looks like Naniwa is going for a little bit of a base trade scenario, trying to get his, how many is this, 11 Stalkers to go faster than this many Hydras. I don't think so, Naniwa. You might be in a little bit of trouble here. And plus, IdrA can just spawn all these Hydras in one spot right here at the lair and be able to take this out very quickly. Look how many Hydras already here, able to kill off that lazy Stalker that did not get a good blink off. All these Hydras just totally unguarded here at the front of Naniwa's base. That Nexus was taken out easily. All these Hydras, there's nothing Naniwa can really do about this. He's fallen too far behind. This Colossus is not going to have any tricky terrain to work with here, so the Hydras can all just focus fire it down as he builds that arc there. See, he moves away these Hydras instead of moving the other ones up, forcing the Colossus to move up. He does not have the extended thermal lances, so really good move by IdrA to keep these Hydras in good range and eventually kill off that Colossus. Finally, there they go. So the Hydras, totally no real answer here. This Colossus is not going to get out in time before the robotics facility is killed off. These Stalkers are not enough to hold this attack. IdrA most likely going to be winning here, and Naniwa does GG and leaves the game. So IdrA takes this series 2-1. Played very well, so hopefully I'll get the rest of these series up, and you guys can see how IdrA did throughout the rest of Day 2 here at the Intel Extreme Masters for Gamescom 2010. Thanks for watching.